Well, let's go into the news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Goodness gracious, do they know mortgages? They've known mortgages for more than 30 years. And it doesn't matter whether you're looking at an FHA, a VA, or, of course, a conventional loan. Their mortgage brokers will work with you, provide you with great service, listen to what you want to accomplish, and come up with the best solution for you that they possibly can. And we always tell people this does not change, even though we've gone into a higher interest rates environment and the housing market is not quite as obnoxious and ridiculous as it was a year ago. You still want that pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. And so give them a call. We're not going to give you the phone number over the radio because no one remembers those. Instead, just go to either eaglemortgagecompany.com or stop in their office at 114th and Davenport, just south of 114th and Dodge. All right, guys, so we kind of hinted about this a little bit. The Gene Leahy Mall opened last night or yesterday officially. Brad, you and I both had the opportunity to go down there.
I went around it.
You drove around it because you wanted to kind of take, you are kind of the guy that sits in the skybox in the College World Series.
Closest thing I could get to a skybox.
You don't get out in the new mall. You just kind of, in fact, I'm surprised, in all honesty.
I opened my windows.
You didn't take a helicopter like Brad sometimes does.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brad, you were there. You were shooting photos of the event. I had high expectations for the Gene Leahy Mall. It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, they thought of every little detail there, and it was perfect. Everything came together, and I think everyone had a great time. I was there for about 5 hours yesterday walking around, and you could just overhear people's comments, how positive they were and how surprised they were about the different features, and everyone really seemed to enjoy it down there.
Go ahead, Trent.
We should give a huge kudos to all the stakeholders, led by Mayor Stothler, the City Council, the Planning Department, Mecca, Roger Dixon, all the people. I'm going to leave people out, but Moens By, Ken Stinson, Rodrigo Lopez, all the people, and you know who you are, and even the volunteers and the staff of Mecca and the Omaha Police Department. It was a total group effort, and just the citizens of Omaha to support this thing. It is a total game changer. It takes us so far compared to what was down there, and we're going to come next year. What the Science Center, the Keywood Illuminarium,
and the Heartland of America, and the Lewis and Clark Park all together. Yeah.
And we should all be proud of ourselves. We do what we can for the last 18 and a half years and counting to promote Omaha, and we point out when we need help and we need to improve our city. But this is a time for celebration and a group pat on the back, and it was amazing how all different types of people and groups have supported this, and now it's time to enjoy it.
Okay, a couple observations about the park last night that I had, and then Brad, since you were there, I'm going to have you jump in on this. Okay, the concert setup is fantastic. The stage is right on the east end of this big, huge lawn. The sound system, high quality, very, very good. Next thing I noticed, the light show. The light show was projected on the north and the west side of the historic Burlington building. There's also an amazing video board underneath the 10th Street Bridge, matched to music, very, very impressive. And then, hold on, I'm going to send it over to you, Brad, here in a second. The other thing I want to mention that really stood out to me is the difference between a managed and programmed park and a normal park. One of the smartest things our decision makers did with this Gene Leahy Mall was have Mecca be in charge of it, because there was security. There were workers from Mecca organizing things. During the concert, people were going around and picking up litter. It's a huge difference when a park is managed by an organization that knows how to put on big events.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of concerts and events at the CHI Health Center, and then also been covering the College World Series for the last 11 years. And this was run exactly like a College World Series game or a concert or a big event at the arena. I mean, it was the people, they all had their jobs. They knew what they were doing. I mean, everything just flowed and ran really smooth. As far as the light...
Even the weather participated.
Yeah, it did. The one thing at the light show that I don't know if people really noticed, or at least for the light show, I went up on the roof of the Holland, so I was looking down on the park. But besides having the projection on the Burlington building and on the stage, and then having the video board under the bridge, all the trees in the park had color changing LED lights, and they changed to go with, when there was an American flag up on the stage on the Burlington building, all the trees in the park turned red, white, and blue. When they had another thing where it was like these graphics that were like purple and yellow, all the trees in the park turned purple and yellow. It was really quite a neat thing to see from further back, where you can take in the whole park.
Well, and the coordination with the sound system was amazing also. In fact, I said to my wife Stephanie last night when the announcer was talking about getting ready for the lights show, where they put all the projections on the Burlington building and all that, I thought I was in Epcot. I mean, it had the big sound system with the big voice and all that. I mean, it was I can't state how cool it was. Now, the question I have, and I don't know if I've seen this anywhere, is Mecca going to run that light show or something like it every night?
I asked last night, and the guy that I was working with, he did not know, but I sure hope they do. Like Trenton said, the Bellagio, where it's like every hour. Or
like every night at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, like if you're downtown, like, let's go see it, because it's probably only a few minutes long. I don't know. I can't say enough how cool it was.
And I challenge everybody. I think, yes, they have staff picking up trash. Yes, they run it like a great concert or anything else, and Mecca does a great job, but we all have to do our part. So if just because you didn't litter, if somebody else did or something's blowing around or whatever, don't be afraid to pick it up and put it in a trash bin. Let's all own this thing. We all own it, but let's all act like we own it.
And leave your Sharpies at home.
Yeah, no graffiti.
And leave your spray paint at home.
You don't need to sign anything there, especially the artwork.
Yeah.
The artwork was already completed before they opened the park.
By the way, the artwork is impressive.
The artwork is very impressive. I don't know whose idea it was to stick a video board on the under part of a bridge. But I mean, you talk about that, always just seemed like a dark cave, and just, like, all right, let's hurry up and get through this bridge because it's dark and boring. And that turned from one of the worst parts of the park to probably one of the best parts of the park.
It might be the best. I mean, It was absolute genius. And when you're down there, and for folks that haven't been down there yet, you picture where the old slides are. The slides are still there. They've added more slides, but they've put like field turf or AstroTurf in part of that area. Really cool. And then to the north of that, where it used to be Sunken Lagoon, there's now these tiered stone things with water in them, and the kids can play in those. Then you go down to where there is still some of the old lagoon, and then under the 10th Street Bridge where these lights are, it literally will knock your socks off when you see it after dark, how cool and how bright it is as well.
That whole sidewalk last night was lined with people taking selfies in front of the video wall. It's pretty cool.
Now one thing that amuses me whenever I go to a concert, and last night with Kristen Chenoweth was no exception. Okay, there have got to be 40% of the people there who are videoing the whole thing. They're not just enjoying the show. They're so obsessed with videoing the damn thing. And we know that of the 40% who videoed the entire concert, 99% of them will never watch that video again in their life.
But Omaha will get another data center because of it, for all the storage.
Anyway, it always cracks me up when you see people like videoing everything, like, put your phone down and just enjoy the show. At any rate,
you can watch somebody else's footage if you really want to watch it.
Goodness gracious, it's well documented. I prefer to depend on the professionals like Brad to bring me my photos and my videos. All right, a couple other news items though that we do want to mention. First of all, you're going to see an old new brand name around Omaha. Anderson Convenience Market, which has 8 locations, has been associated with BP for a long time. They are switching over to Amoco, quality Amoco fuels. So remember, Amoco was a great brand for a long time, kind of went away, coming back. And the Anderson Convenience Market at 180th and Arbor, just north of 180th and Center, first one to bring back the Amoco. Looks cool.
Absolutely. Excited for all the Ray Andersons that are out there. There's a few of them. And very excited for Omaha. I grew up, originally it was the Standard Station on 90th and Center, which was an Anderson family gas station. My dad always still called it Standard Station just a few years ago. And but the Amoco, the logo is updated. It's futuristic. And it's such an iconic brand. Very excited. So all the Anderson food marts will change to the Amoco brand of gasoline.
The Hello Apartments have opened at 1200 North 12th Street. That's in Millwork Commons, part of North Downtown. Okay, it's 5-story, 220,000 square foot building immediately east of the Mastercraft building. The Hello Apartments have about 370 apartments. The ground floor has several commercial bays for lease. There's one bay among many on the west side that already has a tenant. It's a sunglass design studio where you go by appointment. Looks like it's pretty customized and premium. The commercial space on the building's south side is being marketed to restaurant tenants. It opens up on the south side of that little miniature park. Brad, you've done some video footage of that in some Grow Omaha construction
we've covered it
videos.
a couple times. It's a cool little park. I don't even know if I'd classify it as mini. I mean, maybe it is technically, but it feels like
It's a
big
block.
park.
Yeah.
It's a pocket park.
It's a block. It's like
it has a skateboard park and a basketball hoop and picnic tables. It's a really neat place.
if it's a mini park, they put a lot in a small amount of
They
space.
sure did.
So anyway, that looks really cool.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.